Alright, so do you guys remember Speckles, the mole from G-Force? He was in the guinea pig movie. That little guy with the cute little goggles, that if that rings a bell. I don't know if you guys watched that movie. It was a really good movie. You should watch it. But that is pretty much what men are becoming on self-improvement. They are becoming Speckles when he pretty much lost his goggles. He's just blind, and essentially what self-improvement men are doing nowadays is they're literally going on nofap, and they're also mewing, so they're trying to like impress girls, and then they're pretty much breathing with their testicles now, because apparently breathing with your lungs is just overrated now. You gotta breathe with your balls because it you feel it more or something. I don't know. It's self-improvement ideas, I guess. I don't know. You see, self-improvement can be very, very good. And honestly, there's a lot of different habits that you can do. There's a lot of bad habits that you can break. So it's a very good thing. But what makes it bad? What makes you actually blind and essentially go on that downhill trend? Because all of a sudden it seems like all these different self-improvement ideas are starting to just kind of bog you down. You see, I've realized with self-improvement, I got bogged down simply because I was trying to do too many self-improvement activities at once. So essentially, I was pretty much taking on all these different habits at once, trying to like knock off bad habits and trying to build new habits and good habits. And essentially what that was doing was neglecting the ones that I was first working on because I was creating another one to put on top of it. So pretty much I'm focusing on this one and then I'm putting this other one on the back burner. What that does is that you keep on thinking about that back burner one and then you start actually neglecting the other one. And what that happens is everything just begins to crumble because you can't focus on one. Instead, I would focus on like 5 different self-improvement ideas and absolutely get nowhere in any of them. So a great example here is if you pretty much watch a bunch of self-improvement YouTubers, you're probably pulling ideas from each and every one of them. So maybe you're pulling from Hamza, you watch his videos and all of a sudden you're watching his Muay Thai videos and you're like, oh, I just love the way he kicks that bag, you know? And you feel inspired, you want to start doing Muay Thai. Well, that's what 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙠 did at one point, and I was literally practicing Muay Thai for like a whole month in my attic with the heavy bag and just literally just practicing because it was just something that I felt inspired to do. Now, that can be a good thing, right? Because if it was something that I actually really enjoyed and wanted to pursue, then I could have. But it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue, and what that created was just a bogged down stress activity that was putting other things on the back burner, and pretty much I was allocating too much time to doing Muay Thai instead of focusing on like making videos or just simply working out or just any kind of other thing. I was pretty much just focusing on Muay Thai instead of other things, and my heart wasn't in Muay Thai, and that's what I want to really bring in this video. I don't want you guys to fall in the trap that I've fallen into. Right now, I'm pretty much focusing on one self-improvement idea, okay? And it was actually kind of spawned from my girlfriend. She told me, hey, you're a mouth breather. And I was like, I am? And obviously that bothered me because I'm a mouth breather and I don't want to be a mouth breather. I want to be a nose breather because there's a lot of good benefits to actually nose breathing and stuff like that. So essentially what I wanted to do was begin nose breathing. I wanted to pretty much focus on that. So literally for what's probably been a few weeks now, that's the only thing on pretty much self-improvement that I've been working on. And I plan on working on it until I naturally become good at it and I can eventually just kind of lean off and start doing something else because I'm just a natural nose breather then. Maybe for you, maybe it's no fap, okay? Maybe you've been fapping off and it's just really difficult for you and you just can't get past like the urges and stuff like that. So you start trying other activities in hopes that maybe working out or hitting push-ups and running and stuff like that will kind of get rid of those urges. But what you realize is that you're spending so much time doing all these other activities that you feel like you're like almost like you need some kind of reward. And that reward would obviously be fapping. And what happens is that you start fapping again, so you feel terrible about yourself, and then all of a sudden now that you feel terrible about yourself, that you don't want to work out, and it's literally a cycle And what you have to do is literally focus on one thing at a time. And I would say 1 to 2 things at a time. And once you start working on like certain things at a time, because once you start working on like 5 or something like that, it just becomes absolutely crazy. And you know, I had to literally pretty much give up my like 250-day Duolingo streak, simply because like I was just spending too much time on Duolingo. And like, the thing is like, yeah, learning a new language, that's great, woo woo woo. But the thing is, I'm not going to Mexico anytime soon. I'm not going to France anytime soon. So what's the point of learning it? If I'm spending a whole bunch of time overwhelming myself with different things to do, then I'm not actually giving myself any direction. With YouTube, I can give myself direction. I can actually cut back on my part-time hours and utilize that time that I'm spending in my job to actually fund pretty much my expenses and stuff like that. My rent, my car insurance and stuff like that, you know? I can use that money towards that, while all the other time I can spend actually doing YouTube, the things that I want to literally build from a hobby to an actual business, and honestly just a thing that I can do and literally help people on a daily. So I'm going to give you guys a 3-step process, okay? And I want you to grab some kind of pen or paper, or maybe if you're able to, maybe just to type it down, even comment it down below, okay? And these are 3 different questions that I'm pretty much going to ask you, and I want you guys to answer them honestly, and I want you guys to dedicate yourself to these 3 things, because these 3 things will actually help you direct yourself in the pretty much the line that you need to go in order to succeed, to be able to commit and do the things that you want to do. So the first thing in the 3-step process that I want you guys to literally write down or type down, however you got to do it, is find a good or a bad habit that you can work on, okay? Now, once again, you're going to want to work on pretty much one only, but if you want to work on 2, if you feel like you can do 2, then do 2, because I mean, I personally do 2, especially nowadays, and that would be like, you know, the nose breathing stuff and working out. So I'm pretty much working on like a new good habit, because as far as NoFap goes, maybe that's something that you would need to start working on, whether it's NoFap, getting to work on time, working out, whatever it be. I want you guys to be able to do this, because I'm not joking. Once you just focus on 1 to 2, you will be able to dedicate that time to it, and you won't be overwhelmed and stressed. Number 2 is going to be finding a hobby and a passion and being able to capitalize on it, okay? Whether it's baking and you making a baking TikTok channel, or maybe it's you want to start selling the things that you're baking, or maybe you're an artist and you're really good with art, so maybe you can start selling them on like just like Facebook Marketplace or eBay or Etsy or something like that. Actually, Etsy is a big one. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, you know, and you want to be able to capitalize on your hobbies and turn your hobbies into a business. Yes, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of dedication to get where you want, but once you actually do it and you stay committed, you can actually get where you want to be. I'm not joking. It's very, very, very possible. So essentially, turn your passion or hobby into something that will make you money. So now that you've written down your hobby or your passion that you can pretty much capitalize on, I want you guys to write down number 3. So number 3 now, I want you guys to write down whether or not you want a safety net or you want to go all in, okay? Now, personally, I've seen the debate, okay? And honestly, going all in is really, really good, because then you're fully committing. But then typically you get stressed because you don't have that safety net, okay? So the safety net idea is you pretty much have, well, for me, it's that part-time job working 2 to 3 days a week. And it's being able to use that money to pay for your current expenses, okay? Now, you might be the other person who's like, okay, I'm going all in and I don't want a safety net. So you kind of have to figure out, do you want a safety net, or do you want to stress about pretty much money and you are just fully committed to making it? these are both viable options, and I really want you guys to decide which one just works for you. So hopefully this gave you guys a nice direction and hopefully a nice road for you to take, so you don't have to be blind, and hopefully this will make you kind of look at self-improvement in a way that doesn't really stress you out as much, because now you could focus on the few things that you need to work on and pretty much focus on them. Focus really hard on them and become great at them, because once you become great at them, you'll be set. You'll be good. I'm not joking. It's literally finding the fire within you. That's why I begin saying this, because you have to find pretty much what sparks you, what literally ignites you, and you have to essentially level up the modes. You know, you're going from mild to hot to fire to Diablo, and that's the thing. You want to become Diablo. You want to find that fire, and I want you guys to be able to succeed. I want you guys to live the life that you guys want to live, and it's possible. You can do it, and I believe in you guys, and if nobody believes in you, well, there's one guy here that does. And yeah, honestly, I just really want to just thank you guys most of all for just really being so supportive and just honestly great. And honestly, I believe in you guys. I genuinely do. I think that we could literally grow together as a community. I'm working on myself every single fucking day, okay? I really am, and it's hard, and it's really, really difficult. But some days, you know, you're going downhill, but then you just come back up, okay? And honestly, you guys keep me motivated, and I want to keep you guys motivated because I owe it to you guys. I honestly owe it to you guys, and I just needed to get that out, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned something from it. If you guys want to leave something positive down below, something maybe I didn't really get to in this video, or something that you can share to somebody else, then leave it down in the comments below. I would love to see it, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say or you're thinking. So if you guys want to become more disciplined and you guys want to watch more content that I post, well, you guys can watch this video right here. Whoa. And I'm not joking, this will help with the discipline, and this will actually really kick you in the booty hole in getting these different things that we worked on here in this video. So if you guys want to check out this video will definitely help you guys. And honestly, I appreciate you guys so much, and I want you guys to find the fire within you, and I want you guys to stay Diablo.